Tonight on Q2, a terrifying accident, all caught on camera.
And looked up just enough to see a blue truck coming at me.
A truck loses control in Carbon County, barreling through an accident scene, bouncing off cars, including a sheriff's patrol vehicle. Plus, the cold and snow may be leaving, but winter still wreaking havoc, shutting down almost all of Big Timber tomorrow. We'll tell you why. And surviving a health scare.
Now, this one medical instance at the catastrophic end could have been fatal.
Billings' top crime fighter forced to the sidelines last summer after suffering a sudden heart attack. We're hearing from him for the first time about that. Next on the MTN 10 o'clock news.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Thursday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Very scary experience for travelers and the Carbon County Undersheriff yesterday. We'll take a look at this video highlighting just how dangerous it can be to travel in Montana in the winter. The sheriff's office was helping with an accident when the truck came barreling through the scene, losing control and hitting a car before careening off the patrol vehicle. Miraculously, the undersheriff escaped with just seconds to spare and no one was seriously injured. With more on this terrifying scene, here's our Charlie Kleps.
It's clear here now, but on Wednesday, this section of Highway 212 turned into a whiteout near mile marker 87. It caused a series of bad accidents and one serious close call, a reminder of why it's important to drive safely this time of year.
You can't see, you can't hear.
It's something all Montana drivers have had to deal with.
The weather deteriorated, the wind deteriorated.
Blowing snow, turning clear roads into this. And suddenly, normal wintry conditions become dangerous.
It was a split second.
A split second between life and death for Carbon County Undersheriff Kelly Carrington. Carrington responded to a wreck on 212 Wednesday morning. This is his dash cam footage. You can see multiple cars off of the road and a man walking on the highway. Carrington tells him to get in his patrol car for safety while he gets supplies to help. And then
I heard the collision. I heard the vehicle strike the other cars.
Somehow, over the blistering winds, Carrington heard another crash. And before he knew it, a truck was barreling out of control towards him.
Run, and there's only one way to run.
Carrington ran behind his own car, which, as you can see, is struck by the dark-colored truck, somehow avoiding any injury.
I'm mostly thankful for the gentleman that was able to get in my car. Had he stayed where he was at, it would have been very serious, if not fatal injuries for both of us.
Remarkably, no one was seriously injured in the entire incident. A harrowing close call that Carrington hopes serves as a reminder to take it slow with more hazardous conditions ahead.
Don't be in a hurry. Leave early. Arrive alive.
In Carbon County, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Well, the snow and cold may have moved out, but the region is not in the clear yet. The Sweetgrass County Sheriff's Department has issued a notice to shelter in place tomorrow, with Big Timber schools already announcing the cancellation of all classes. Many businesses are already closed for tomorrow. It comes as strong winds are in the forecast, with gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Now, this is an area that has seen quite a few accidents from past storms, with semis sliding off roads due to the weather there. And the National Weather Service says that could lead to severe drifting, with many of the roads becoming impassable. Let's check in with meteorologist Jason Stiff to see what's ahead.
But we're definitely going to have some wind issues going forward most of the 7-day forecast, specifically around Livingston and Big Timber, both right now, thankfully, at 34 degrees. Harleton is cooler at 28. The wind isn't very strong. It will be windier tomorrow. However, I do believe we're going to have even stronger wind from late Friday into the weekend into early next week. It's going to be stronger Friday this weekend and early next week than it will be tomorrow. But again, make sure you're cautious. We are going to have some areas of blowing snow during the day Friday too. It's just going to be windier after that. So for the Magic City today, we see the high temperature of 33 degrees. We're below zero this morning, but we have a spring-like forecast ahead. That coming up.
The frigid cold has moved out, but it left behind some damage. Traffic slower through the downtown Billings area today, even backed up for blocks at rush hour this evening after a large water main break along 4th Avenue North last night. That break partially flooded 4th from North 29th to North 31st Street, along with 6th Avenue North in that same area. Traffic was down to one lane almost all day due to standing water and ice. Crews began repairs of that water line this morning, finished up late this afternoon. The Public Works Department spoke on if they anticipate these types of incidents during the winter.
We always know it's coming. It's kind of looming out there. When it gets cold, the frost starts penetrating the ground and it starts exerting pressures on the water mains, and then we start seeing them break. Yeah, we do anticipate, having to do these types of repairs, and we're tooled up to do it. And fortunately, the weather's getting warmer, so it's not as brutal of working conditions out there for our men.
That road is now back open. The city says it also worked on a water main break in the Heights today and does warn of additional flooding in coming days across the city as this snow begins to melt from the warmer temperatures. Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen announced an immigration enforcement agreement with the Department of Homeland Security today. That deal authorizes Montana Highway Patrol troopers and Division of Criminal Investigation agents to arrest illegal aliens in Montana. They will then work with immigration and customs enforcement agents to deport them. Under the new agreement, some Montana Highway Patrol troopers and DCI agents have the authority to interrogate and arrest illegal aliens, serve warrants for immigration violations, and issue immigration detainers. Knudsen says this deal will help hold criminal illegal aliens accountable and secure the southern border. President Trump continues efforts to reshape the federal government as he begins the second month of his second term. The plan is set to impact roughly 6% of the IRS workforce in the midst of the busy tax filing season. Erica Brown has the latest from Washington.
President Trump addressed Republican governors in Washington on the heels of a legal victory that could clear the way for mass firings of federal employees.
By the way, wait till we go into the education department. We haven't even done that.
On Thursday, U.S. District Judge Christopher Cooper, an Obama appointee, ruled unions representing the federal workers must bring their case before the Federal Labor Relations Authority rather than a federal district court. Katie Sandlin recently got a pink slip after uprooting her life in Alabama for a job at the National Institutes of Health outside Washington, D.C.
I wiped out my savings account. I maxed out my credit card. I had to take out a loan.
Sandlin is one of the thousands of federal probationary workers to be fired after being in her role for less than 2 years.
Now I'm unemployed. I have a ton of debt, and I'm also losing my health insurance.
President Trump and his Department of Government Efficiency are targeting the IRS for the next round of layoffs. More than 6,000 IRS employees are expected to receive termination notices by Friday. President Trump's advisor, Elon Musk, who's leading the charge, touted the DOGE cuts on the first day of the Conservative Political Action Conference.
As we're finding savings, that's going to translate directly to reductions in tax.
Some Republican lawmakers, including Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, argue the cuts are coming too fast and too deep.
I'm all over being supportive of finding efficiencies, eliminating the waste, fraud, and abuse there, but there is a way that we go about it.
Earlier in the day, Senator Murkowski joined Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine and all 47 Senate Democrats in voting against Kash Patel to lead the FBI. Patel, a Trump loyalist, narrowly won confirmation in a 51-49 vote. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
A bill to extend Montana's Medicaid expansion program has cleared one more key hurdle in the legislature. House Bill 245 would remove the June 30th sunset date on Medicaid expansion. It cleared the preliminary vote on the Senate floor today, 29-21, with 11 Republicans joining 18 Democrats in support. The program helps about 80,000 people across Montana, and supporters say it also supports hospitals and promotes health. Republicans who oppose the bill say they want stronger work requirements so people don't remain on it for extended periods. The bill now goes to the Senate Finance and Claims Committee before one final vote on the floor.